Hi folks, Drezz here, doing a review for Gearspace, and this review is about the Warm Audio Mutation Phasor 2, which is an effects pedal by Warm, kind of emulating a 1970s phaser, a well-known phaser in certain circles. You know, more familiar if you're American than if you're English. Of all the phasers that I've tried since using the Mutation back in the day, this thing is the thing that gets closest. The characteristic is slightly different than, say, the Electro-Harmonics. The Electro-Harmonics is a sort of nice kind of what I would call a creamy sort of phaser. Subtle's not the right word, but it has a certain characteristic, a more kind of fluid characteristic to it. Again, the MXR, the Phase 90, more of a textural, sort of softer kind of phase. In opposition to that, the Mutation was very much, when you kicked it in, you knew that sound. It was very, very particular. And this thing has that in spades. It really does. It's chewy, it's thick, O's and E's, like whoa sort of sound, which is very pronounced and very much an effect, which is more striking and strident and full on, I think, than a lot of the other phasers that were on the market. Does it sound like it's inspiration? Well, luckily enough, I have a friend and we've worked together a lot in the studio over the years. He has an original Mutation biphase. I don't have it here, unfortunately, but I have a lot of experience with it and I've used it a lot, and that is a classic sound. You know, I sent him some files of things that I'd recorded, just guitar through this thing, and you know, we compared the sound with the original Mutation biphase sound. And of course, there's two phases in the Mutation. There's you know, you've got two independent phases, and you can split them in stereo. So you can have one with one LFO setting, so go very, very slow, kind of, you know, peaks and troughs like sine wave, and on the other one you could have another setting. And I think you have the choice between square wave and sine wave on the LFO on those on the biphase. You don't have that on this. This is just a sine wave on this one, but character wise, the sound of it is very much in the ballpark. So they've obviously had very much a close attention to detail on the original electronic circuit of this thing, and they've cloned it or taken inspiration from those original things. They've gone into it, they've gone into the circuit, and they've really tried to emulate this well. And to my ears, having been familiar with an original Mutation phaser circuit from the 70s, this thing is just, yes, it has that. It really does have that characteristic, and I think it's great. I was very much looking forward to receiving this thing and playing with it, and now I have. It's great. I mean, it's a certain type of flavor. So it's like I said, it's a stronger flavor, say, than a Small Stone or a Phase 90. It's got that vowely, vocally, almost human kind of sound to it, which I think is great. I mean, if you want a strong phaser effect, you should really try all this thing, because it in my opinion, it's really, really good. Great for guitar. I've been trying it on guitar, but also for synthesizers. It takes to synths very well. And also, you know, any studio sort of device, if you want to get into phasing something, or you think, oh, what does this thing need? You know, this could be very much the ticket. So let's stop talking and let's start listening. I've got a few things lined up. I'm going to play a little bit of guitar through this thing, try a few settings, and then I'll put a synthesizer through it, and you can have an idea about how it might sound on different sources. And let's get into that. Okay, here we are, looking at the Mutation Phasor 2, opening it. Let's have a look. Here we go. Very nice little box. Oh, cool little bit of information. Mutation Phasor, and here we go. Stickers, warm audio sticker, and a nice plug-in addict, warm cables. And here we are, the thing itself. It looks nice. Let's have a look. Yes, it's a good substantial piece of kit. Nice metallic case, very sturdy. Doesn't seem to be a way of getting the battery in, but I suppose you just take off these screws here. We've got a rate control, a depth control, and a feedback control. It's very substantial. Yeah, very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. So let's plug it in and see what happens. Okay, so here we are in front of the pedal, and we're going to try a few different things here. First of all, I'll take off the feedback. I'll have about half depth, slow rate, and you can hear what it sounds like. So there you have it, the Warm Audio Phasor 2. What is my verdict? Well, my verdict is I really like it. I really do like it. I'm just so much that guy who would have bought this because I've wanted a Mutron kind of type phaser for many years. I've had use of one before and I've made records with one, and I love some of the things that I've heard that have that sound. And it's a very particular sound. I wasn't looking forward to going off and buying a Mutron unit because they're prohibitively expensive now, like a lot of vintage equipment. So I was putting it off, but I almost was close to pulling the trigger actually a few times on a Mutron biphase. I hadn't thought about the Phasor 2 before, but now I've used Warm's version and now I've compared it with the Mutron stuff that I've used. It's great. They've really nailed it. You know, they've really nailed it, and I'm very impressed with this for the amount of money that it costs. It's very good value. Certainly when you compare it to the vintage units that are on the market, which are, you know, they keep going up in price, and it doesn't seem to be abating whatsoever. So yeah, this is good kit. I thoroughly recommend it, and you should buy one. In fact, you should buy two and pan one to the left and one to the right. Thank you for watching the review, and hopefully catch you again soon. Cheers.